From hilariously blunt rants to the legendary block game she plays like a pro.
I just got blocked by Jackie Aina for sending her a hey auntie with the heart emoji.
Jackie's name has been buzzing across timelines.
Check it, 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 check it.
She's been dubbed Auntie Jackie by many, sparking a swirl of admiration, memes, and
There is no reason why I should be able to do this. 2 lashes. Under no circumstance. Why? Tell people stop calling me auntie. But you didn't hear that from me.
well, a few digital catfights. And yes, that nickname triggered more than a little drama, leading to some seriously sizzling controversies.
Is something wrong with this lady? Can somebody tell me what's going on?
Used to get roasted. Roasted. Roasted.
In today's dazzling digital age, Jackie Aina is louder than any other female YouTuber.
That's so funny.
If you're in your mid-20s, chances are you've seen her glow up from way back in 2009.
When you pull up to the scene, your lashes be like this. Zorro lashes.
When she launched her YouTube channel, Makeup on Point, which later got changed to Little Pumpkin 05.
Favorite conversation is about PR trips. And I remember a time where brands used to get roasted.
And trust me, she's been keeping it on point ever since, serving every shady, slay, and shimmer with pure finesse.
Jay, oh my god, I just dropped the price.
That channel wasn't just a start, it was the launchpad to a fierce, fabulous, and fearless career. But hold up.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Because these days, the black beauty mogul is trending for reasons that go way beyond contour and highlighter.
And I like having options.
Whether or not you follow fashion, chances are you've heard of her larger-than-life personality and her unapologetically spicy online behavior.
That matches your lips put on me, girl. Ooh.
So buckle up, grab a bucket of sweet and spicy popcorn, and don't skip on the cheese, because what you're about to dive into is part glam, part gossip, and all-out glorious chaos. So yes, this exceptionally stunning woman began her journey with a modest YouTube channel that soon skyrocketed into a full-blown phenomenon. Today it proudly carries her name, Jackie Aina, and boasts a jaw-dropping 3.47 million subscribers. That's no small feat. Jackie quickly became a massive inspiration for women of color everywhere, not just because she herself is a proud black woman with a fearless voice on the internet, but because she changed the game when it came to beauty for darker skin tones. Back then, makeup options were frustratingly limited, either far too light or extremely dark with very little in between. But when Jackie stepped into the scene, she made it her mission to shake things up. She fearlessly experimented with products, challenged brands, and advocated for inclusive shades that truly represented the spectrum of real skin tones. For countless brown-skinned individuals who had spent years blending multiple foundations just to find a match, Jackie was more than a beauty guru. She was a revolution in a bottle. So frankly, she was an influencer before this word influencer was even hyped. She also has a firm hold on her TikTok channel, which now has around 3.1 million followers. Which again is commendable. Let's get a closer view of her bio. It says, "I am the niche," which is nothing but dope. She isn't a part of a trend, but she is a trend and a brand herself. Let's just quickly take a look at her TikTok page, which we'll dive into a bit later. So she posts some very interesting makeup tutorials.
Powder slore? No, baby, I'm not talking about that kind of powder. I'm from LA, but not that part of LA. I mean, are you a powder slore, as in one size? Because I am. The way my makeup routine be powdered down, I'm going to show you exactly what I be doing.
Showing off some great accessorized accessories like this cute handbag. And we can never miss a spark of food, of course.
Got your pour glass.
It's good.
What?
And scroll scrolling up. What is she up to these days?
I'm gonna say something that's gonna be groundbreaking, especially for TikTok. Not all women fear getting old. I know. It's a spicy take.
Whoops. So someone clearly had an axe to grind with Jackie. What did they say? So it was cute until you got older and was no longer comfortable with it because of your own insecurities. Damn, no, that was brutal. Looks like this person used to be a diehard fan, but slowly began feeling disconnected, or maybe even triggered by Jackie's evolution. Maybe they just couldn't keep up with her glow up and her reactions to a few things that popped up her image as an arrogant lady on the internet. But what did Jackie have to say in response? Let's find out.
I'm using this person's comment purely as an example because, to be quite honest with you, a lot of people have this sentiment. So I'm not like singling them out, but to be honest with you, I find it a little bit unoriginal. Because I really feel like it just goes to show you that when women challenge you and they expect just a little bit more from people, their default setting is to be disrespectful or to say you're getting old and you just don't like it. And to be quite honest with you, like, it's kind of lazy. It's lazy and it's unoriginal, and it requires like no self-reflection on your own to make a comment like this. The reality is I've showed up as every version of myself, good, bad, ugly, raw, unfiltered, for the past 15 years as a content creator. Even a lot of times where I didn't feel like it, where I didn't feel my best, you know? And it also doesn't necessarily mean that I put all of my business and stuff on the internet. I definitely have not done that. But I've done that unapologetically, and that's something I'm still so proud of. Only for people like this, you know, to say that I'm insecure and like you can't even upload a profile picture. You know, like, it's quite hypocritical, quite ironic.
Oh, she clapped back with a response that was both tight and subtle, like a velvet glove over brass knuckles. Sure, we can't see the profile picture or name, but the criticism by this anonymous creature, loud and clear. Now other creators are chiming in too, questioning her authenticity. They're asking if she was really that secure in her age, why did being called auntie even bother her? And now suddenly, she's out here giving full-blown lectures on self-acceptance and growing and glowing? But wait, it's not just about the word auntie. It's the tone, the context, and the fact that people love to tear down confident black women the moment they start owning their power. So what exactly was that trigger point where Jackie decided to break her silence and deliver a bang-on reply to those trolling her with the auntie tag? Well, here's what she had to say earlier to the critics. Brace yourselves.
Please,
Why am
that's
I
also so
auntieing?
Leo of your ass.
No, it's
Leo
actually
don't play with that shit.
No, it was because I was going through a lot of personal things, being the eldest, because I'm the oldest of 7 in my family.
There are countless women on the internet who get trolled every single day for reasons as ridiculous as their body shape, their opinions, their careers, or their relationships. But let's be real. Who genuinely celebrates successful women with strong voices and unshakable confidence? Sadly, that's still rare, especially on social media. So there are supporters who stand by when you're putting out meaningful content, launching impactful products, or simply staying true to who you are. But the number of trolls, haters, and keyboard critics who can't handle that glow up, they're not in short supply.
I just got blocked by Jackie Aina for sending her a hey auntie with the heart emojis, so
Take Michelle Obama, for example, constantly scrutinized for her muscular build, while her tireless work to uplift communities and inspire generations is conveniently brushed aside. That's how twisted online perception can get. Similarly, Jackie Aina has been a repeated target. Her so-called mistake? Sharing honestly in an interview how being called auntie felt offensive at first.
Tell people stop calling me auntie.
And guess what? She had every right to feel that way. Age shaming, especially for women in the spotlight, is still a subtle epidemic. But Jackie didn't just disappear or lash out. She processed, she evolved, and she came back stronger, owning her late 30s like the queen she is. She's 37 now and just a few years away from hitting that middle-age milestone. But instead of hiding behind filters and silence, she chose authenticity over performance. Because in a world that pressures women to look 25 forever, choosing to be real is the boldest flex. She turned a moment of vulnerability into a message of empowerment. And that right there is how you lead a generation. There are people who wholeheartedly support Jackie in harsh situations. Let's read some interesting comments under her video. I'm 53 years old and a teacher. I had a snippy little 15-year-old tell me I was old, so I laughed out loud, which made her so mad that her parents came in for a meeting in which I definitely did the same. Another comment here says, I've got people at work that I interact with daily that won't invite me to anything because I'm 58 and they're in their late 20s and 30s. I'm still young and cool. I have no kids and a great husband, but still don't include me in anything. When I was in my 20s, I didn't care what age my friends or surrounding people were. Friends are friends. It's ageless. Not today. Well, that's very sad. Kids today got to unlearn and learn many things. And this one here says, when a person also in their 20s calls me old for being 28 like babes, you cannot be thinking your life is going to end at 30. We gotta want more for ourselves. To which Jackie has replied with, this generation is doomed. Well, is it? Unfortunately, yeah. Let's keep the whole anti-chaos aside for a while and get back to what else Jackie Aina has really achieved. So she's also got her very own full-fledged website, which looks pretty good. Appreciated. She's also got 61.7 thousand followers on the LTK, which is, again, filled with some amazing products and unique posts. That doesn't stop there. Her brand, Forever Mood, is doing super well on Amazon, too. Well, she's launched these gorgeous candles with some unique and OG fragrances, which looks awesome. Now, let's dive into the whole being blocked by Jackie saga. Honestly, one of the most unintentionally hilarious drama the internet has seen. Here's a quick rundown of the legendary block list history that follows Jackie Aina. She's blocked many, and by many we mean hundreds upon hundreds of users across all her social media platforms. And the reasons? Well, they range from totally justified to straight up absurd. In Jackie's case, blocking has become somewhat of a personality trait. Whether it's over genuine criticism, lighthearted jokes, or even mild disagreements, she's not afraid to hit that block button without warning. And the funniest part, some people actually wear their blocked by Jackie Aina badge with pride. There are entire TikToks, YouTube shorts, and video reels made by users celebrating or dramatically mourning their virtual exile from her pages. It's almost like being blocked by her is a rite of passage in the beauty influencer world. Here's another twist in the Jackie saga. This girl literally got blocked by Jackie just for calling her auntie. Yup, you heard that right. And it gets even messier when you remember Jackie herself has said that age-related comments don't faze her, that she embraces her age with pride and confidence. So, what happened here?
Is blocked by Jackie Aina. I feel honored that I'm in the class of women.
Now here's another TikTok video making rounds, this time from a stunning black woman who's speaking the truth. She opens up about how difficult it's become for her to follow any influencers after getting blocked by Jackie for no real reason. No cursing, no dragging, no hate, just gone, blocked. And she's not alone. It's disheartening when someone you once admired, someone who represented empowerment and authenticity, ends up making you feel invisible or unwelcome, especially when you're part of the same community they once claimed to uplift. Blocking fans for harmless comments or for simply sharing a different point of view sends a clear message. You're only welcome here if you praise me. There is a growing wave of people, especially black women, who once looked up to Jackie, who now feel silenced or dismissed. When fans become afraid to even interact because they might end up being blocked, that says something deeper about the disconnect between influencers and their communities. It raises a serious question. Is Jackie Aina becoming too disconnected from the very audience that helped build her empire? And yet another video of a man commenting on this whole "I got blocked by Jackie Aina" wave.
Then you start blocking people because they congratulate you.
Well, this man here isn't entirely wrong, and let's be honest, it's a pretty valid point. When you're an influencer who's highly active on all your social media platforms, being open to both praise and criticism kind of comes with the territory. After all, it's you who decided to put your life, your thoughts, and your content out in the open for the public eye. So naturally, people are gonna drop their 2 cents, whether it's in your comments, DMs, or quote tweets. But here's where things get a bit weird. This particular man revealed that Jackie Aina has blocked people for something as harmless as congratulating her on her marriage. Yeah, you heard that right. Even well-wishers didn't make it past her digital force field. Now that's a plot twist nobody saw coming. So while you're here, let me give you a quick and juicy little rundown of the marriage that sparked all this online chaos. So what happened is, There were rumors about Jackie getting married after she published her engagement news on her own social media platforms. So when you post a video of your proposal on the internet and you're a public figure with a solid fan base, how can anyone be surprised when people start asking questions? Of course fans are going to be curious. They're excited, they're invested, and some even took the time to celebrate the moment with congratulatory posts. Naturally, many were eager to know the next chapter. When's the wedding?
Is something wrong with this lady? Can somebody tell me what's going on? Because everybody's upset and I'm trying to get the inside scoop. Let me know.
And honestly, in a situation like that, the most gracious response would have been a simple thank you or even a polite silence. But instead, Jackie chose to start blocking people just like that. Why? If privacy was the priority, why share the proposal publicly in the first place? And if she didn't want to engage in questions about the marriage, she could have just scrolled past or left them unanswered. Blocking fans, especially the ones who've had your back through everything, isn't just excessive, it's disappointing. It sends the wrong message and feels unnecessarily harsh. A move like that isn't just puzzling, it's saddening, disheartening, and frankly, a bit embarrassing. Definitely not a decision that screams emotional maturity or media savvy. Honestly, one shouldn't be on social media platforms, especially with a public account trying to be an influencer for many, if he or she isn't ready to take the criticism and judgments in a positive way. Trolling is unacceptable, but constructive criticism should be welcomed. And in this case, it was no one else but Jackie's fans. On the 4th of August 2020, Jackie launched her new brand called Forvermood. Her brand eventually made its way into Sephora, where she launched candles and a range of unique, luxurious fragrances. The brand Forvermood received widespread appreciation and was an instant hit. However, despite its success, Forvermood found itself entangled in controversy. Many critics began referring to it as the Sorosoki. The backlash came from a major protest movement in Nigeria in 2020, one of the most powerful uprisings in the region, where people took to the streets to demand justice and an end to police brutality. The movement, known as End SARS, was viral on social media, with thousands holding signs, chanting slogans, and raising their voices for reform. Against this backdrop of global solidarity and outrage, Jackie's brand sparked criticism for what many saw as an insensitive and poorly timed marketing move. Here we witness massive crowds taking to the streets, marching with passion and purpose, bringing traffic to a complete standstill. Protesters were painting roads and covering walls with bold messages, turning the city into a canvas of resistance. Authorities attempted to break up the demonstrations by using forceful water cannons, but the unrest clearly ran deeper than expected. The scene wasn't just chaotic, it was a powerful reflection of a much more serious and urgent issue at hand. Just imagine, End SARS was trending on social media like anything. As Jackie Aina is a Nigerian African-American with massive influence across her social media platforms, many expected her to speak up during the End SARS movement, a powerful protest against police brutality in Nigeria. Her followers believed that with her voice, they could amplify the cause and bring international attention to the issue. But Jackie being Jackie, she swiftly began blocking anyone who messaged, commented, or even politely asked her to acknowledge the movement. This deeply hurt the sentiments of many, especially those who looked up to her not just as a beauty influencer, but as a representative of their shared heritage. She didn't take a stand for her own people, at least not publicly. Now, it's entirely her choice whether to speak up or stay silent. Perhaps she wanted to keep her brand strictly fashion and glam, away from anything political or controversial. Maybe she had her own personal reasons or internal conflicts. But even a short, respectful statement explaining her stance or the decision to stay silent would have softened the blow. Just one diplomatic line could have made all the difference. Instead, the silence, and worse, the blocks, spoke volumes. Still, she continues to reign in the beauty world, brushing off controversy like a highlighter on cheekbones. But her silence during End SARS, that was the moment things truly shifted. One of the candles she released as part of her special Nigeria-inspired collection was named Sorosoki, which literally means speak up. The twist here is that Sorosoki became a powerful slogan during the End SARS movement, a protest against police brutality. It was a rallying cry, boldly printed on placards and clothing, symbolizing resistance, empowerment, and the demand for justice. So when Jackie introduced a candle bearing that name, it sparked a wave of controversy. While her intentions may not have been malicious, and perhaps her perspective was rooted in appreciation or solidarity, the execution did land well with many. The candle was seen by some as tone-deaf or even exploitative, given the emotional weight and historical significance tied to the phrase. As a result, social media erupted with criticism, and many people, especially Nigerians, expressed feelings of hurt and disappointment. It served as a reminder of how sensitive cultural symbols can be and how easily they can be misunderstood when commercialized. This was the slogan used in the movement. Later, when she realized that the experiment was backfiring and damaging both her public image and social standing, she issued an official apology for her actions and the insensitivity of the campaign, and it made it to the newspaper headlines the next day. And this was her apology. Hello, everyone. As the brand owner of Forever Mood, I understand that our decision has deeply hurt members of my Nigerian community with the naming of the candle Sorosoki. We missed the mark on this, and it will never happen again. Empowerment and respect are the core values of Forever Mood, and unfortunately, this was not properly conveyed in the naming of this product. We accept full responsibility, and I recognize the gravity of this error. To that effect, this candle will be pulled from the market and production immediately. I sincerely apologize for the hurt this has caused, and I thank you for holding us accountable. Jackie Aina and the Forever Mood team. Now, her statement, though earnest and timely, received mixed reactions. Some praised her for taking full accountability and acting swiftly to pull the product, while others felt the damage had already been done. The apology opened up broader conversations around cultural appropriation, brand responsibility, and the fine line between inspiration and insensitivity, especially when dealing with topics rooted in trauma and activism. It became a learning moment not only for Jackie and her team, but also for many creators navigating the delicate terrain of cultural representation in business. Well, was it really just an error? Not quite. This isn't the time to blindly side with the so-called slay queen. This step was shocking, especially coming from someone who has fought hard and built her name from the ground up. It wasn't just disappointing, it felt like a betrayal. What made things worse was her silence when it mattered the most. At the height of the EndSARS movement, when people were literally begging her to use her platform to speak out, she said nothing. Instead of showing solidarity, she stayed quiet, and worse, started blocking people who called her out, even her fans. Then out of the blue, she launches a product line where one of the main candles is called Sorosoki, a name that holds deep emotional and political weight. That's not just tone deaf, it's offensive. And when the backlash hit, her response was an apology claiming she didn't realize the impact it would have. That made it feel even more disingenuous. This wasn't just a misstep. This time she really messed up. People felt betrayed. Many took to social media to express their pain, their anger, and their disappointment. What could have been a moment of solidarity and cultural pride turned into a reminder of how easy it is for even our own to forget the weight of our collective struggle. Let's hop on another controversy between our slay queen Jackie Aina and other content creators. Paige Christine, a content creator who is just starting out at the time, had around 30,000 subscribers, so essentially her channel was still quite small, a tiny voice in a sea of booming influencers. All Paige did was call out the slay queen, Jackie Aina, for allegedly abusing the copyright system, something that had real consequences for smaller creators like herself. And here's the kicker. Paige wasn't trying to tear Jackie down. In fact, her tone was measured, and she was actually defending Jackie to some extent. She simply offered honest feedback with the intention of helping Jackie grow and make more thoughtful choices. But Jackie didn't see it that way. Instead of taking the criticism in stride, or even just brushing it off, she went nuclear. Shaken and with her ego seemingly bruised, Jackie clapped back on her platform, saying awful, baseless things about Paige. The most shocking accusation? That Paige had hacked into her account and stolen money. A wild claim with zero proof. For a creator of Jackie's size and influence, this wasn't just a messy response, it was dangerous.
For H&M, thank you for signing, like you just signed up. It was like those emails where you just joined a member service or club.
What followed was a digital avalanche. Jackie's massive fan base, loyal to a fault, descended on Paige like a storm. Her comment sections were flooded with hate, her DMs unbearable. The harassment was so overwhelming that Paige could barely show her face online. But it didn't stop there. The drama followed her into potential collaborations and partnerships. Doors began to quietly close. Many creators didn't want the heat of associating with her, fearing they'd be next in line if they ever disagreed with Jackie. The worst part, Jackie wasn't just another influencer to Paige, she was a role model, a beacon of representation, a powerful black woman in the beauty industry who had seemingly paved the way for others. To be publicly crushed by someone you once idolized, that's a betrayal that hits differently. Paige wasn't just battling hate comments, she was navigating heartbreak and disillusionment. But Paige, she didn't stay silent. After some time, she picked herself up and dropped a bombshell video, raw, honest, and unfiltered. In it, she told her side of the story, laid out the timeline, and exposed how deeply the incident had affected her. The video resonated. Slowly, the tide began to turn. She gained support. People saw the truth. And while it didn't erase the pain or undo the career damage, it gave Paige a sense of justice and helped her reclaim her platform. Even now, it serves as a powerful example of how influencer culture can be both empowering and toxic. How unchecked power, massive fan bases, and ego can silence the very voices we claim to uplift. And how sometimes the real strength lies not in the numbers, but in standing tall when the odds are stacked against you. Every smart, strong, and successful person has a negative side to them as well.
Jackie Aina actually did then go over to Instagram or Twitter or something like that and made an apology. Now, the apology was not to me. The apology was to her audience, basically saying I should never have dragged this situation up and caused drama within our community.
And here is another controversy that happened on the social media a while ago and was one of the hottest topics on the internet. A content creator called She Is Resting also had a situation with Jackie. What happened was, this content creator had posted on her social media account something that was a bit controversial, but she did not mention Jackie anywhere in this post. There was neither the rumor about any controversy between the resting girl and Jackie Aina. So the content creator's post said, "There is a certain kind of stench that follows black women with large platforms who only complain about opportunities being closed to them because of their blackness, but are mum when the non-black friends are the ones doing the closing and erasing to other black women." She continued with, "These b****s really stink and are always the first to weaponize their identities for more clout and empathy for their personal brands." That sounded a bit of a personal experience. Now, this content creator, whatever she said here, was her opinion, and it's up to her audience now to take it to the head or leave it and ignore it. People who experience the same stuff might agree with her too. But honestly, whatever she said was extremely harsh. Anyone who's facing the similar kind of issues in their lives should either sit and have a conversation with the person they're having a problem with, or just ignore the whole situation and move on with their lives. Generalizing things and targeting all black women just isn't the right thing to do. This post by the resting girl was surely a personal attack, but she never mentioned Jackie's name anywhere in the post on any of her social media pages. Neither she tried to clarify or elaborate the whole situation and her anger towards black women. But what happened next was unexpected and left the audience clueless. The Slay Queen Jackie did repost her post and responded with, "These were the kinds of idiots I actually championed for. Newsflash, my doors are wide open. I'm eating fine. Anyone who actually watches my videos and isn't brain dead knows I actively and regularly talk about colorism and anti-blackness in the industry for other people who look like me. I literally do the exact opposite of minding my own business all the time, when I really probably shouldn't have. Maybe if you watch my content more than once every 8 months, you'd actually realize this and have better eyebrows. Ungrapefruit heathen." First of all, she isn't pointing you here, and you're not the only successful black woman in the world. There are many. Though, if just in case the original post was really for Jackie Aina, it would have made sense. But then she comes up with a whole damn paragraph on her story where she mentions the name of the creator who first posted it. Why would you not do that simply by generalizing it now? Here, Jackie, here you needed to generalize it. Would have saved a lot of chaos for real. Now, to this whole chaos that apparently was started with Jackie's comments, the She Is Resting content creator gave a tight reply. She said, "Apparently Jackie Aina had words for me and about me on her IG stories last night, and it's like, I know the dolls be watching my little account for sure now. But I think it's cute she could only say something about my eyebrows because what else? Anyway, I said what I said, period." This looks like the creator wasn't affected by Jackie's words at all. She did not bother to even take this whole chaos forward and make a whole damn video or content about it. Jackie Aina sure is a big influencer, but this creator did not use her in the content. Instead, she decided to just ignore and swiftly move on. So that was it. Jackie somewhere just kept herself at the center point of everything. Whatever this creator she is resting was trying to explain, Jackie proved it right. Anyways, Jackie is undeniably one of the biggest names in the makeup industry. She's fiery, unapologetically loud, and never hesitates to clap back. With a sharp tongue and fingers quick to swipe people onto an ever-growing block list, Jackie doesn't play games. She judges and gets judged. She stands tall and hits hard. But let's be real, sometimes she dives headfirst into messes that could have easily been avoided, and that's become all too clear to everyone watching. The thing is, if she continues reacting to every comment, every DM, every piece of unsolicited advice, she'll burn herself out. No one, not even Jackie, has time for that. And when you're a strong, powerful, independent woman who's confident in herself and fully owns who she is, you don't need to acknowledge every hater or every criticism. Fans aren't bought, they're earned. And if Jackie keeps playing the mean girl, even with the people who genuinely support her, she risks ending up alone in that spotlight. Here's the twist. Jackie isn't just a beauty influencer, she's a force. Her personality is electric, her presence magnetic. She walks into a room and the room shifts. She could literally just brush her cheeks with a blush and snatch 1 million eyeballs in seconds. That's power, that's the influence. So maybe, just maybe, it's time for her to remember the weight of her crown. Jackie Aina should stay the icon she once was in the hearts of the young dreamers who saw her as a beacon, especially in a digital world obsessed with quantity over quality. While content is being pumped out endlessly, what we're missing is legacy, and Jackie still has that within her reach. All she needs is a breath, a moment of clarity, and maybe a little sprinkle of cool water on that burning hot ego. Because at the end of the day, she's Jackie Aina, the Slay Queen. And queens, they don't fight every battle. They choose the ones worth winning. So what do you think about Jackie Aina? Is she truly the Slay Queen the beauty world needs? Or just a fleeting breeze in the stormy world of internet fame? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're here for all the hot takes and respectful debates. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on your favorite, or not so favorite influencers. And hey, if you haven't already, check out our latest video on the creepy nurse, a shocking story about a healthcare worker who crossed all the lines and thought it was okay to post about it online. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and stay tuned, because we got a whole lot more tea coming your way.